this pre-call, press 2. Thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, Paul, you're in an SMU now?
I am in the worst hole of all the fucking holes in Connecticut.
Walker Special Management Unit? What did they do to you?
Say what?
They
You're gonna have to speak up. This phone's not very good.
They transferred you to Walker Special Management Unit in Connecticut?
Yep.
Why did they do that?
Why do you think?
Well, tell me now for the coverage.
They're fucking with me. And, I tell you, talk about being in the zoo with the primates. This place is insane.
Where is the prison located?
It's up in Suffield. It's just down the road from McDougal, but it's basically just 2 blocks of 100 people each, where the worst of the worst high bond people go.
So by raising your bond, they sent you to like a place with murderers and rapists and everything else.
Oh yeah, and so anyway, they moved me up yesterday.
So you're not even in New Haven, and you have a trial coming up in another week or two, and you're not able to be near your lawyers where they could come visit you at the jail and prepare.
None of that matters. There's no preparation. This is all bullshit. The discovery is still ongoing. Todd's basically moved for a continuance, saying that jury selection and trial date were premature, and he got a dump of discovery. I guess must have been the Friday, what was it, the 30th of January or something. And he got a dump of discovery. And in there, it says that this guy, Sean Kelly, videoed the door breach and the SWAT raid. And we've been asking for that film for, over a year. And so now we know it exists, and we're saying, okay, you got to disclose it. Well, Virginia didn't give it to Connecticut. And
so that's a huge due process violation. So
of course it is.
So specifically, do you think that the Connecticut powers that be are trying to kill you?
Speak up.
Do you think the Connecticut powers that be are trying to kill you through institutional homicide? You're a 60-year-old man.
Well,
you have diabetes. You have health conditions. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I tell you what happened is I survived the first week. They couldn't get any of my medicines, and then, blood sugars going high and low, and it was a fucking shit show. And then they took me to court Monday, what was it, the 10th. And then I was thrown in the tank in the basement of the courthouse, and there's no heat down there. And all I had was my jumper and the shitty little sweatshirt. And I caught a chill, had a fever that night, and actually, I guess I started throwing up Monday afternoon, and I got a fever, and I haven't eaten anything since Monday. I threw up like 4 times on Tuesday. I haven't puked in the fucking van coming up here. And then, I told the docs, and they're like, oh, put in a chit for sick call. Still waiting for that. I've been in bed the whole time I've been up here. Haven't eaten a thing. My bunkie's happy. I give him all the trays so he can trade them away for goodies. And, I had some juice the other day, and incredible, I don't know what you want to call it, either a stomach flu, barfing up, burping, acid reflux, and then of course I can't sleep. This fucking little thin mattress pads they give us, it's like you're sleeping on a brick. So I've been sick as a dog, and
So,
but anyway,
so the question
yeah,
is, do you
they're doing a
believe?
good job. If they want
Do
to
you?
kill an old man,
Yeah,
they're
do you
doing a good
believe
job
that
of
they
it.
want to kill you by judicial fiat through institutional homicide? Is this through
I think.
Brown's order and from the higher ups above him? Is that what you believe?
Oh, I mean, the purpose of putting me in jail was what? They knew I wasn't going to get the medications right away. You know, they put me in this tank that's freezing cold. What did they expect to happen? I mean, it's called culpable negligence. And, you know, what they're trying to achieve, I have no idea because what did I do wrong? You know? And this is the point where he asked, why do you call him honorable? The Honorable Judge Peter Brown. He's not honorable. I mean, the federal law says I have right to hold and study that discovery information. Well, the rabbinical practice book says the judge has discretion to say no. And then you ask the next question, what's the definition of discretion in Connecticut? Well, I will tell you. It's cited in a 1946 Connecticut Supreme Court decision. I think it was Hammersmith v. something, which cites the 1866 definition in the California High Court of Bailey v. Jaffe. I think it's California 426, which has a very nice, eloquent definition of judicial discretion. Meaning it has to be a legal discretion, not ex gratia. And it has to be, you know, based on legal premises. And it's only applied where the impartial mind hesitates. Well, that's not the discretion that Peter Brown is wielding from the bench. He's doing whatever the fuck he wants. So you should really pull those cases. Because every time, you know, these judges say, oh, he has the discretion to modify your bond. Yes, the discretion has a definition, but not in Connecticut. Oh, no, this is fucking get whitey, man. This is fucking get whitey. You know.
So do you think that the Jews and the blacks are getting together to try to kill the white man?
Speak up, speak up.
Do you think the Jews and the blacks and the Connecticut judiciary and political structure are coming together to kill Paul Boyne, the white nationalist that poses a threat to their ideology?
You better believe it. I mean, they were in court on Monday, and the prosecution couldn't tell the judge whether or not Joette Katz was going to be a witness. Do you believe that? After how many years? She wrote that article in January of 22, and there's jackass, you know, Todd's saying, hey, look, if she's going to be a witness, then we need discovery and disclosure on what the hell she's going to, you know, testify about because she's made no complaint. And Jack even said, I've never talked to her. I have no complaint from her, blah, 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 blah. And then Todd's like, well, wait a minute. There's voicemails that she received from Mr. Boyne that were sent to the prosecutor. How did that happen? And then the bottom line was, is she going to be a witness, yes or no? And Jack couldn't answer it. Supposedly he was supposed to give Todd an answer on Tuesday. I mean, come on. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, they're all flying at a brick wall knowing damn well it's going to blow up in their face. And you got ADL behind them all. It's ADL's statute. I mean, ADL is trying to protect their statute. So what are they going to do? Oh, no, by the way, we're still waiting for Brown's memo of opinion on why that statute is not overbroad. Yeah. He just can't get his chat GPT to spit out a decision that says it's not overbroad. He has been working on it for weeks.
Well,
and I think he's against the wall because he just can't come up with enough lies to say that the statute is not overbroad. He's got nothing to cite.
Okay.
Well, I think there's a lot of something going on in the background. There's a lot of people talking, and they're trying to figure out what to do. And they're so fucking mad. That's why they told them to put me back in jail.
Well, do you believe that the powers that be believe that you have no rights, particularly because, from their perspective, as you've articulated it, there are 6 million people that are dead, and then you're espousing a white nationalist
Hey, you
ideology
gotta speak up
that
again. I can't hear you.
you're espousing a white nationalist ideology that already led to 6 million people being murdered, and that your
Oh yeah,
rights aren't
right.
that important compared to the needs of the many. Do you actually believe you have rights in Connecticut?
No, there are no rights in Connecticut. I mean, shit. When I got divorced here, I haven't ever seen my kids after I got divorced. And what right was that? That was a Jew judge named Solomon who said he can only visit the kids if mom allows. And I wasn't even allowed to ask. And I was even dragged into court one time for contempt because I asked to see my own children. No, there are no rights in Connecticut. I mean, the whole place is a Jewish yeshiva. I mean, fuck, you wanna go back to some history? You know, when they had the Constitutional Convention in Connecticut to ratify the the proposed Constitution, I think it was in 1788. There was 138 delegates that came from New Haven, and they all voted against it. So it goes back a long way. Who the fuck runs Connecticut? And I mean, you think about it. You get this Jew Judge Levine who complained to the spineless Judge Carroll, who turned on the crooked Colangelo, who unleashed the Dyke McCord to, what was she said? Threatening judges. And then they went to Virginia and got Sponheimer, who I guarantee you doesn't celebrate Easter. And next thing you know, a door gets fucking bashed down. And then for what? To grab some computers? The computers didn't have any more information in them that they didn't already have from Glowhost. They had already gotten the server logs from Glowhost. They already gotten the subscriber information. They got my name. They got my credit card. They got nothing by raiding my house. So why do you think they've searched the fucking house? It was to send a message straight from the ADL down to the Goyim saying, you will not criticize us. And that's what it all is. You criticize the Jew, they're going to come down on your head. He didn't, Tucker Carlson, he did an interview with a guy named Peter somebody, began with a B. And Peter got hammered by the ADL because he had a anti-immigration. He was created the VDARE thing. You should look that up in that interview, and you see what Peter says the ADL did to him and his family. It's the same thing, same playbook.
Okay, so Paul, I have to get off the phone in 1 minute, or I think we'll get off. They'll knock us off in a minute or so anyway. But I want to ask you this question. How long do you think you can survive under your current conditions, and when do you think you will be dead?
I'm not going to be given the satisfaction of being dead. I will survive this, and I will come out and hammer every one of these assholes because they are so far outside the law. I actually ate a pear this morning, and I didn't throw it up. So, yeah, give me a little time to regroup. I'll come back, but I guarantee you, on Tuesday he ain't letting me out of jail. Guarantee you. Anyway.
And you believe you have a very large federal civil lawsuit once you
have
defeat
1 minute
the Connecticut
left.
Oh,
people.
you bet. You fucking bet. McCord and Sponheimer are going down. No question about it. There's enough in discovery to show that they were working around everything. They knew they had a First Amendment problem. You know, they labeled political speech as stalking, which, right there violates Al Time. And they're going down. And who else goes down with them, I don't know. And probably everybody else will get immunity. But no, Sponheimer and McCord are definitely going down. There is no hiding for them. Yeah, if we ever get all the discovery out, you'd be absolutely amazed what's in there. And the other thing is the judge sealed all the emails between McCord and Jack, where they basically conspired in deprivation of free speech rights by viewpoint discrimination. And
Thank you for using Securus.
want me to call you?
Goodbye.
Reception and Special Management Unit.
This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, what's doing?
Oh, good afternoon. Hey, here's a theme. Okay. We know that the AG of Virginia sent a note in January 23 saying to Connecticut saying, we know you have a First Amendment problem. We heard about it in October. So what are you doing? Because I'm going to have to give them the stuff back. And then it seems like they went on a big workaround. That word is used a lot in some of McCord's emails. Workaround, loopholes, stuff like that. And then there's all these emails between McCord and Doyle, which the judge sealed, which I suspect is evidence of conspiracy and viewpoint discrimination in violation of the First Amendment. And he's using this section of the practice book about, I don't know, internal police theory, building, whatever, can be excluded from discovery. Well, when it's a violation of the 14th Amendment, I don't think that section of the practice book applies. So, there you go. That was my thought for the day.
Okay. So,
And,
what else is going on over there?
nothing. I can't get a hold of anybody. Nobody's answering the phone at Kelly Billings' office, and I can't. Todd's office doesn't even accept calls from prison, so I can't get a hold of anybody. And
So you can't effectively
really-
communicate with your counsel. How many miles outside of New Haven is the facility?
New Haven's down on the coast, and Suffield is just under the Massachusetts border on the north, straight up 91.
So it's a substantial distance away for the lawyer to meet with you in person.
Well, not really. I mean, Todd's in Hartford, so that's in the middle of the state, so it's like maybe, a 30-minute drive for him. Kelly's down in Bridgeport, but she's worthless to talk to. But anyway. Oh, yeah, I mean, I have no fucking idea. I don't even... Oh, by the way, God, hang on a sec. My head's spinning a little bit. Anything on the appellate motion for stay?
I haven't heard anything, and I haven't seen anything, but I'll check it a little bit later, see if anything changes.
Yeah, you have to check it on the website, see if they issued anything. My guess is 30. And then the other thing is, I don't know when the next court date is. It 17th or the 18th?
Okay.
I think Mario is supposed to be heard on the 17th to plead for leave to file as amicus. But I tell you, those three assholes in there, they laugh at him. They laugh at Mario. The guy wants to bring forth an issue on the First Amendment, and Todd says he's going to file a grievance on him for interfering, and the prosecutor's like,
But wait a second.
this little shit?
Just to be clear for the record, you asked Todd initially and you asked prior counsel initially to address these First Amendment and 14th Amendment issues, and they said that they weren't issues, and you have another lawyer here that believes that they are issues, and now they're angry because they're addressing issues that you want addressed, and they don't feel like addressing. Does that
Yeah,
encapsulate it?
exactly. I mean, the quote is from Justice Alito in NRA v. Verullo, Vrullo, where he said from the bench at oral arguments, he said, this is a First Amendment case. All you have to do is show that the government is seeking to suppress expression. And I told that to Jen and Alice and said, this is a First Amendment case. This isn't a criminal case. And then Todd, he doesn't believe in anything. Every time I raise anything on the First Amendment, he just, shrugs his shoulders and shakes his head. And so he, but the funny thing is, though, every juror that they questioned, they asked him what the First Amendment meant. So if it's not a First Amendment case, why are they asking the jurors what the fuck the First Amendment means? So anyway, yeah, and I think I told you that Mario knows or knew Alice, and Alice and Mario talked because Mario knew Alice didn't know anything about the First Amendment, and Mario suggested that he file an amicus to Alice, but Alice was working for Jack, so that never went anywhere. And
well, she was at Cherry Tree Law, right?
Yeah, Kirschbaum, the German Jew. There was another funny with that. I was accused of being incompetent because I talked to Michael Volpe. I had a bump on my head, and I believed that Joette Katz was running the show. And then now, on Monday, the whole issue was Joette Katz. Is she going to be a witness? It was hilarious.
Well, it is a high crime or misdemeanor to talk to Michael Volpe. In all seriousness, Michael Volpe is one of the great villains out there today, right? and if talking to Michael Volpe is a high crime and misdemeanor, imagine what talking to Richard Luthman is.
Yeah.
You might go right to capital offense at that point.
Oh, your name is mentioned at every hearing now. It's like you're some evil person out there that's sending emails to public officials and committing some offense against the great hierarchy of Connecticut. It's hilarious. And if you send an email to a public official, Jack will bring it to the court's attention as some evil. And then of course Brown Boy just goes through the roof. I'm going to probably send an email.
I'm probably going to send an email to the Connecticut prison folks and ask if they made your funeral arrangements yet. That'll be the next one. So, I'll copy Jack on that just for reference. So he's going to have to go through the full telephone Congo line to try to get the copy. So he'll have a direct copy of it. I'll do him that professional courtesy.
Anyway, so all right. Well, that's so. Oh, you didn't hear anything back from dear Robin, did you? After she told you she's not commenting on non-litigating matters.
Yeah, litigation matter. I don't know where in Virginia you're being the matters are being litigated, but we'll see. Maybe soon enough in the federal court in a civil rights lawsuit they'll be litigated, but we'll see.
Well, you remember that email I sent to Tom explaining that, hey, Sean was there. He witnessed the bust down of the door. And he didn't inform the court. And he's an attorney.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing to go to Robin with. Say, wait a minute, why is your first sergeant attorney witnessing a violation of the Fourth Amendment under Judge Saylor's search warrant, and you didn't go back to court and say, oh, we fucked this up? It's like, well, if I don't tell anybody, then the Fourth Amendment isn't violated?
Yeah.
I mean, that's egregious. That might be something to hammer her because, they were using state public money to bust down a door. And they have the film of it, according to the latest discovery. So why didn't they send the film to Judge Saylor and say, yeah, we kind of screwed up?
They didn't bring back the materials to Judge Saylor so he could properly release them to Connecticut. Why would they bring anything back to Judge Saylor?
Yeah, well, everything is still under the jurisdiction of the circuit court. because there was only one search warrant that was granted to seize it, and that was Judge Saylor's.
Yeah.
So nobody else gets control of it just because Sponheimer gave it to McCord and she put it in her trunk and parked it at the beach for 3 weeks. No, that's not the way the country works.
Yep. Chain of custody. Yep.
And they are, and you know, Jack knows this. That's the other thing that pisses me off about that bald-headed little shit. He knows it. He knows it, and he just is avoiding it. He's, you know, and Brown, I'm sure Brown knows it by now as well. And they're just ignoring it. They're violating the law. But then again, this is Connecticut, so otherwise, there you go. But that was my theme on the concealing the McCord Doyle emails, because they're evidence of conspiracy and deprivation of rights based on viewpoint discrimination. That would be something that he could give to Volpe, and he can have a chat with the First Amendment High Priest, Mr. Eugene, because that might actually pique his interest. You know, how can a state government seal that stuff when it's a violation of the First Amendment? I mean, that should be something right up Eugene's alley.
Okay.
All right. Catch you later.
Talk to you later. Stay safe.
See ya.
The caller has hung up.